Today we're delighted to announce to the football community that our captain for 2016 will be Andrew Swallow, and our vice captain in a standalone capacity will be Jack Ziebell. The rest of the leadership group composition will be Jamie McMillan, Shaun Higgins and Scott Thompson. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Was it a close call, Brett?
It was a close call, but in the end it was fairly decisive because the process that we undertook was really extensive, and there are a lot of factors that came into the decision, and the players have been probably the loudest voice in this, and in the end it was fairly clear, but that doesn't mean it was easy. There are a lot of factors that make up leadership and what we were after, and while we know that Jack has got terrific leadership qualities, this process meant that Andrew was a fairly clear standout for us.
Jack's elevation to standalone vice captain, perhaps part of a more long-term plan, a stable succession plan eventually when Andrew does decide that he doesn't want to be captain anymore?
Yeah, I think that's certainly part of it. I think it's really important to acknowledge that our process identified Nick D'Alessandro and Drew Petrie as standout leaders for our football club, but they've both voluntarily decided to take slightly different roles this year. Nick will play a significant role with our emerging leaders, and he'll head up that team and try and continue to develop our young guys. And Drew will take a key role with working with our key forwards, which we know we need to develop. And I think it's terrific that he can identify that we need to develop some other key forwards under him once he's finished playing. So with that, we've got a really extensive leadership team. While we've got our 5 nominated leadership group members, we've got 4 or 5 players who have been part of the leadership group in the past, and we've got a group of about 10 who we think are pretty close to being in our best side, who will be in an emerging leaders team. So we all know that it's depth of leadership that's important. It's not just left to any one person, and we think we've got great depth, but we also think we've got great succession.
Why did you go through such an extensive process now, though? Was there a feeling that timing-wise you needed to sort of, I suppose, reset a little bit?
No, not at all. I think we do that every year, and I think the easiest thing to do is just simply run with the leadership group that you've gone with in the past, and then maybe add someone or maybe drop someone out who's getting towards the end of their career. We really wanted to put all bias aside and move towards more of a player-driven leadership culture. And I must stress that this selection process has been heavily weighted towards the players and what they feel and who they want to lead them going to 2016.
Scott Thompson, I think, talked about a really extensive questionnaire that players have had to fill out. Can you tell us a little bit about what was involved in the process?
Oh, look, it was extensive and it was thorough, but it's as much about educating our players as to what leadership is. I think in a lot of team sports, leadership, particularly when it's just purely a vote, can be a popularity contest. It can be who's the best player and all those things. The process involved educating our players as to what we think leadership is and what we believe are the attributes that are required to be a leader. So once the players were educated on that, they were able to speak in an educated fashion about who they wanted.
How do you feel, Andrew? Is it a relief? How do you sort of feel that you're captain again?
I feel the same as I did last year. Nothing's. I spoke to Brad in the off season, and we had a good chat about what my plans were and what I wanted to do, and I said to him, I'm very happy to. I'd love to go on one more, but in the end of the day, the club's bigger than me. Whatever you feel like, and more importantly, whatever the players think. So, Boomer did it before I was here, where he handed over when he was still playing, and that's my intention. So, you just had to leave it up to the powers above, and we're sitting here today now.
Just going by that answer, do you think this will be your last year as captain, and then you will hand it over?
Well, we'll wait and see at the end of the year. I don't know. I don't think you want to go into a season thinking definitely going to be the last, but the way Jack's developed, especially over the last 12 months, has been outstanding. And Jamie McMillan and Shaun Higgins, who's come in, have been terrific. So we've got a lot of good guys who are waiting in the wings.
And Jack, what does it mean to you to be standalone vice captain? It's a great honour, obviously. I've been joint vice captain with Drew for the last few years, and that's been a great experience for me. Learning off, obviously, Andrew, been great for us the last few years and continue to be this year, and be a great experience to be a sole vice captain for our team, and be enjoyable to get the other guys in. Sean Higgins, first time in the leadership group this year, so he's done well to be voted in by his peers, and yeah, it's an exciting time for our footy club.
Have you spoken with Drew? Has there been spending friendly banter? I suppose that you're taking over the role in your own right?
Oh, not really, no. Drew sort of just said, "You're a big boy now, you can handle it." So, thanks, Drew.
So just about this season, Drew and Boom, a couple of veterans, have spoken in the last couple of months about the necessity to start the season well, given that you desperately want to make the top four. From a coach's perspective, obviously, it's hard because you want to win every game, but how much energy do you put into the first month of the season, knowing that the last couple of years that's let you down in the sense of you still made prelims, but what could have been?
Well, let me firstly say I'd rather win games at the end of the season than the start, provided you're in September, of course. Look, we acknowledge that we've been behind the eight ball after some poor starts to the year, and there have been a variety of factors for that. We probably sat here in early February last year with scrambling to try and get our list together. We were very thankful the World Cup cricket gave us an extra 2 weeks to prepare, because we would have been in even bigger strife had that not been the case. So we've worked really diligently with the playing group in the off-season. We've got really good availability. We set a really good platform, and the proof will be in the pudding. You know, we've changed a few things up in terms of the way we've prepared, and the players have embraced that really well. So whilst, yes, the start's important, it's an old cliche that each game's only worth 4 points. But I can tell you, if you make the finals, you want to win the games late rather than winning the games early. So we're not going to go overboard in throwing all our eggs into the start basket, only to fade out late in the season. So it's a balancing act that we've got to work on.
So this has been the best the squad has been at this stage of the year since you've been at the club?
Yeah, I think that's a fair comment, yeah. But I mean, we expect to get better too. And I have absolutely no doubt that most teams in the competition will be better. So it's not about treading water. We've got to get... I still think there's, at least anecdotally, there's a lot of distance we've got to catch up on the very best teams in the competition, and our players are very aware of that. But at the same time, we're confident that our best can match it with anyone. We've just got to produce it when it matters most.
Andrew, are you still on track to play some part of the challenge?
Yeah, hopefully. I don't know, Scotty. What do you reckon?
Oh, I think you are.
I'd love to play the last 2 games if I could, but yeah, it depends on medically whether I'll get cleared to do that. But yeah, I'm probably be into pretty much full training from now on, so that gives me probably 4 weeks, 4 and a bit weeks to actually have a fair bit of training under my belt before we play a game.
Jack, have you done anything different in the off-season? You're looking quite lean.
Thanks. Thanks, because he's sitting next to me.
No, it's been a pretty tough pre-season, and I think probably 17 clubs are probably saying that as well. But for me personally, not a whole lot's changed. I had a bit of surgery at the end of last year. But yeah, going away to Utah again with the younger guys at the start of the pre-season held me in good stead and gave me a little bit of a head start to come back and get stuck into a bit of hard training. So it's been good.
Have you dropped a few kilos at all?
Around the same weight. So yeah, thanks for your nice comments.
He wears an extra tight jumper. That's
Yeah, exactly. Small shirt.